cannot spare black people feelings when they break the laws of God.
That's right.
When you're in the world, you never spare people feelings, but now they're telling me I must spare people feelings. It's not in my nature. Read on.
Lift up that voice.
The Most High said, raise your voice. That's why Christ speak to over 5,000 people in a boat
Right.
without a microphone. How they hear him? Read on.
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Like a trumpet, read.
And show thy people their transgression.
And show black people their sin against God. And that's what we're doing.
That's right.
So we're not going to negotiate it with you to tell you how much years you're in church, or you have to leave church. The Bible says if you're sinning, brothers and sisters, sin no more. So if you was a thief, be a thief no more. If you was a warmonger, be a warmonger no more. And that's what we have to do. So go back to Maccabees 1 and 11, sir.
This is the first book of Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. And in those days, when there out of Israel wicked men.
And what the wicked man did in those days?
Who persuaded many.
They pursue many. They tell many to do what? Come to my church. Come worship white Jesus. Come praise Allah. Allah Akbar. Stand up. Right? They pursue many. Read on.
Saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are around about us.
Read on.
For since we departed from them, we have much sorrow.
So you see that? So now, don't follow what these brothers of the wicked kingdom of Zion said. Let us go take the vaccine. Because since we follow them, we can't get a job, we can't buy food to eat, we can't do nothing. So like something that happened already, right?
That's right.
And it did happen already. And we're reading about it now. Right? Read on.
Verse 12. So this device pleased them well.
So people listen to it. Whatever these wicked men in Israel tell them, the people listen to it. It pleased them well. Read.
Then the sect of the people were of forward therein, and they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
So you see why we become Christians? When people ask you why you become Christian, show them that precept, man. They went to the king to get license. That's why you have what, the 501c3 and all these things.
Right.
They went to the king to get license to do what the heathen's doing, man. That's why you have the black man is a priest, Catholic priest. Ask him if he's ever been to Rome. Ask him. They went to the Eden to be like them. That's why you see the black woman here. What the black woman desire? What she see on TV. Whatever the black woman see on TV, that's life.
And that's right.
You see somebody with a false ear, she want that too, without knowing the health benefit of it. You see black people now bleaching them skin because what they desire to look like the white man. Right? Read on.
Then certain of the people were of forward therein, and they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Read.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen.
And that place they built in Jerusalem is what? Gymnasium. That's where they have the Olympics and all that stuff now. Okay, in these Olympics, the only thing they do is praise false God. They do these things to entertain false God. So you see, when the king of Greece built it in Jerusalem.
That's right.
And if they build a gymnasium in Jerusalem, who are the people dominating the gymnasium? So who are the people in Jerusalem for them to build it in Jerusalem? Never think about that, right? Because who the world want to see entertained? Because we only entertain the world when we compete among each other.
That's right.
Because with the white people in the race, there's no competition. So they built a gymnasium in Jerusalem for us to compete among ourselves to entertain white people. So if they built a gymnasium in Jerusalem, who was there in Jerusalem? Us.
That's right.
Right? Read on.
15. And made themselves uncircumcised, and forsake the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief.
And that's what the pastors do now. They make themselves uncircumcised. They become part of the Eden. That's why you ask the man, what's your nationality? First thing is a Ghanaian, man. Because you don't know. Because you really think Ghana is a country. You understand me? What's it brother in America? African American. Because what? You don't know. Right? Read on.
Now when the kingdom was established before Antiochus, he thought to reign over Egypt.
So you see that? He was in Greece ruling them. But when he get power, he said, listen, I'm going to take Egypt. That's how white people think. Why black men can't think like that? Why it's so hard in your mind to invade somewhere too? Or even think about it? The white people don't have no problem with that. Read on.
That he might have dominion of two realms.
Greece and Egypt. Read.
Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude.
So you see what he did? He think about it and he just make it happen. Why Ghana don't think about, listen man, let's go and take Togo, man. Because the Togo people over there suffering, they paying France. So let us just go and take Togo and tell France, listen, we ain't giving you no more money.
That's right.
Why can't we think like that? Right? Read on.
Wherefore he entered into Egypt with a great multitude, with chariots and elephants and horsemen and a great navy, and made a war against Ptolemy, king of Egypt.
And Ptolemy was a white man too, ruling over Egypt at that time. Cleopatra was a white woman. She was dark skinned, but her father was Caesar, man.
That's right.
Right? Read on.
But Ptolemy was afraid of him and fled, and many were wounded to death. Thus they got the strong cities in the land of Egypt, and they took the spoils thereof. And after Antiochus had smitten Egypt, he returned again in 140 and 10th year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
So you see what he did after he finished Egypt? He went up into Jerusalem, and we're going to read some of what he did when he go into Jerusalem. Because you see the problem is, you black people forget.
Right.
Like yesterday I was talking to the pharmacist, and she said to me, she said, don't bring hatred to the white man in Africa, because we African, we forgive the white man. I said, yeah. I have the voice note. I said, sis, stop it. I said, did the Taliban forgive the white man? I said, when they said Bin Laden bombed the World Trade Center, did the white man forgive Osama bin Laden? I said, what other nation of people forgive the next nation of people for what white people do to them? Like what the white man did to us. When I say it to her, she just said, I'm listening. I said, stop it. I said, did God forgive the Egyptians? The Egyptians enslaved us for almost 430 years. And when the time Moses go there, God tell Moses, I tell her this. I said, God said to Moses, I'm going to harden Pharaoh's heart just to kill him. I said, why God never solve no Pharaoh's heart, make Pharaoh let us go, make Pharaoh go live his life and die, and then make a mummy out of him? Ask her. I said, did God forgive the Egyptians? So I said, God not going to forgive the Americans. Sis. God will never forgive one white people on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
But the black woman, and a lot of black men too, said you all forgive white people. See that, right? But the problem is, do God forgive us? Because even when Christ was on the cross, Christ said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they did. Did God listen?
Mm-hmm.
Because a couple of years later, slave ship was coming. So if God never forgive us, there's scripture in Peter where God never forgive the angel that sinned. Get that from me, man. Because if the angel that transgressed the laws of God, God never forgive. So why would God forgive white people? And why you African think God forgive the white? Why you African think about forgiving the white man? Why? You have all these great substance in your land. You don't own none of it. And you forgive the man who is oppressing you and take it from you? Listen, man, we have to move Gadar. We have to go to Taliban era Gadar. We need to meet up those Taliban. They have more balls.
Yeah, I agree with you.
They have more balls.
When are we leaving?
We have to see how we're going to reach Afghan. The airport shut down now. 20 years, as soon as America put their shoulder down, the Taliban was there. Even the Uncle Tom puppet leader, what they put up, he's somewhere in Dubai. Run left his country. Run left his country. See? Because he never get it the correct way, man. Because he went to school in Philadelphia in America, man. He went to school in America. America cut a deal with him, bring him back to Afghan, put him in rulership, man. They kick his ass out, man. When you all gonna rise up like that, get the Chinese out your land. Where is the black revolutionary in Africa? To make the substance that's in Africa go for you black people. To take away hunger from your community. To take away poverty from your community. When will the black man rise up and see this? More we going to sit down every day and say we're broke, we're poor. You watch TV, you see people in Dubai living lavishly. People in Europe living lavishly. People in the Americans living lavishly. None of these countries have what you have. And the natural resources in this country, you have the chiefs in the 1400, I forgot his name. He said the substance here was for the people. But now you need a license to go catch fish. I know you have a black man or a black woman because they went to college and they have a better job than you. They said, you all forgive white people. Don't ever forgive that white man.
That's right.
Because God don't forgive him. Read what you have, Cap.
This is the book of 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 4. For if God spared not the angels...
So he said, God spared not the angel. Read.
That sin.
That what?
That sin.
So the angel sinned, man. The angel sinned, and it was an angel, was Nephilim's watchers in Genesis 6 chapter, man. He said God never forgive them. But what did God do to them?
But cast them down to the hell and deliver them into chains.
God say bound them in chains. You read that in the book of Enoch, man. Read on.
And deliver them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment.
For when? So God saying reserve them for the day of judgment.
That's right.
So if God never forgive them, God won't forgive the white man. If God never forgive Nebuchadnezzar, God of Nebuchadnezzar in the bush eating grass, why will God forgive him? Listen, man, these Christian people that destroy black people, it's time they have to be put to the test now, man. They have to back up the foolishness what they sing. Read verse 11 in 1 Maccabees again, sir.
This is the first book of Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. And in those days, when there out of Israel wicked men,
and do what the wicked man do,
who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Jump to verse 20.
Verse 20. And after that, Antiochus has smitten Egypt, he returned again in 143rd year, and went up against Israel and Jerusalem with a great multitude.
And what did he do? Did he go up there to forgive Israel?
No,
Did he go up there to make peace?
no.
Let's see. Read on.
And entered proudly into the sanctuary.
He went proudly into the churches. You
and
see the
took-
first place where they go?
That's right.
And what they want you to do is stop praising your God, man. That's what the white man want black people to do, to worship him. So when they go into Jerusalem, the first place they enter was the church.
That's right.
Read on.
And took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof.
And the black Africans say, God forgive the white man. He going in God temple and took out all these stuffs, and God forgive him. What? Listen, let me tell you this, and I'm telling you out of love. The entire earth take Africa for a joke.
That's right.
So the one and two of you who can stand up, stand the hell up, man. Even the scripture tell you. The Most High said when he see one warriors out there, they think he's 1,000, man. So just remember, you have 1,000 angels fighting with you, man. When I read the book of Joshua, he said angel kill more people than Joshua kill, man. So you better don't have no fear, man. And stand up for what right. Die for what right, man.
That's right.
Read on, sir.
And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar and the candlestick of light and all the vessels thereof, and the table of the showbread and the pouring vessels and the valves and the censers of gold and the veil and the crowns and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he put off. He took also the silver and of the gold.
He robbed everything from us. And then we go and say, okay, we're going to forgive the white man. We're going to forgive the white man. That's how you people think here. Why the Taliban never said America came here? They bomb us for 20 years. They weaken us. Let's forgive him. America said they spent $2 trillion in that war in Afghan. America could pay black people that money, man. Reparation, man.
That's right.
The £5 million what Ghana worth of medic vaccine what Ghana get from England. That money could pay some of your reparation, man.
That's right.
But they won't pay your reparation, but they'll go fight a war that they lose. So you see, the Most High showing you is weak in America, man. When America lose a war, all the technology and lose a war with Afghanistan. Tell me what that is. It's a strategy behind it, because what America going to do is took those military and put on the street in America.
That's right.
That's why I tell you, it's finished. They might deploy some over here in America, because America have 3 military bases in Ghana.
That's right.
One in the Born and Burkina Faso, one in Accra, one in Kumasi. 3 military bases here. So they're going to dispatch those military that they're pulling out in different countries to enforce their agenda. And all of you here wearing face masks. I'm yet to see a Taliban in a face mask. What they do? They immune to COVID too? That's why we have to go there, Gadar. We have to go over there. Because they immune to COVID, they hate the white man. I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. Right? Read on, Cap.
Verse 23. He took also the silver and the gold and the precious vessels. Also he took the hidden treasures which he found.
He took everything from the land. Everything, just like when he came here to Africa, what they did. Nothing strange. Right?
Verse 24. When he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having a great massacre.
Massacre.
Salakia, having a great massacre, and spoken very proudly.
So you see that when he took everything from Jerusalem in Crete, who know what a massacre is? Great slaughter.
Right.
And when he go back home, he speak proudly. Look what I did with those niggas. Right? Read on.
Verse 25.
Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were.
So every house, somebody lose somebody. And guess what? It's coming again. So if you don't have the right means to prepare yourself for this one and to know when the hell to get out, guess what will happen? Mourning won't be upon you, man.
That's right.
Right? Read on.
In every place they were, so that the prince and the elders mourned, and the virgin and the young men were made feeble,
Weak. Read on.
and the beauty of women was changed.
Because every woman was mourning. There was nothing to be happy about. Either your child died, your husband died, your mother, nobody was happy.
That's right.
Read on.
Every bridegroom took up lamentation.
So the people who was stated to be marriage cancer. Lamentation means crying, mourning.
That's right.
Read on.
And she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness.
Mm-hmm.
And the land also was moved from inhabitants thereof. And all the house of Jacob was covered with confusion.
They were confused, like what we're going to do. If they come upon us and do this to us, what next to do? Right? Read on.
And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judea.
So you see that, he wait for 2 years. We build up back after 2 years. 2 years fully, he send up back his chief collector. Just like how England sent chief collector here. You're going to have to pay England every month for your freedom.
That's right.
Do you know that?
That's right.
But yet you think you're free. September, see y'all celebrating independence.
Ah,
Go over there to Togo, those Negroes over there think they're free too. Running around speaking French. Togo still paying France every year. France just kick back there chilling. Because the Africans sending their money there. England can just, Ghana is bigger than England. Do you know that? Ghana is maybe 3-4 times England. And that war of a queen over there, and his daughter and his son is a sodomite, they're just there sitting, waiting on your money. When you work, every 100 CD, you make 70 theirs. Do you know that? Every 100 CDs you make, the queen gets 70 from it. So when you go to work, you're going to work for you and him. But don't be shy. America have to pay England too. You never know that? America have to pay England too. But America don't pay England with white people money. The blacks of us over there work and pay tax, or our money go to the queen. China have to pay England too. China have to make sure they send England check every year. Because China is Commonwealth. You never know that, right? So that's what England do. England say, listen, I have land here. So England send the Chinese to Ghana, go there, work, mine, get my money, send it to me. Go to Jamaica, backside, get my money, send it to me. It's a whole plan. And we just running their world. Let all black people take a week so we're not working and see what happens. Let the black people them say, listen, we're not working for you, and see what happens. The earth don't move. The earth would be stand still. But it cannot happen when you have wicked people among us, pursuing people. Be all you can be. Go get a job. We're tired of telling people, go get a job. Let her invent our own business amongst herself. And that's what we're going to have to do if we don't want the mark of the beast.
that's right.
Right? Read on, Cap.
Who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude. Verse 30. And spoke peace.
He did what?
And spoke peaceable.
So the white man came back to Jerusalem 2 years later and speak peaceable. I'm
Word.
sorry, you know what happened. It wasn't the right interest of our communion. It was wrong. He came back with peace. Right? Read on.
But all was deceit.
All was what?
Deceit.
Was lie. The elders then believe him again. And he did the same thing again. Read on.
For when they had given him credence, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore, and destroyed my people of Israel. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof.
So you see what he did after he speak peaceable. Get Daniel 8:25 for me, Cap. So he go to the city and he speak peaceable and we give him money. Because we don't have the power to fight him. So you see, that's why we cannot be liberal with white people, man.
That's right.
Daniel 8:25.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8, verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper.
Read it again.
This is the book of Daniel 8, verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his land. And he shall magnify himself.
So you see that his policy caused wickedness to prosper, and he shall magnify himself. Read on.
In his heart, and by peace.
By what?
And by peace.
Read.
Shall destroy many.
So by peace, they destroy many. See that, right?
That's right.
He goes speak peaceably. He come and talk to you peaceable, man. But by peace, they destroy many people, man. Right? So go back into the Maccabee.
1 verse
32.
32. But the woman and the children took their captive and possessed the cattle. Then builded they the city of David with a great and a strong wall, and with mighty towers, and made it a stronghold.
So that's what we start to do. We start to build. We get together and say, oh, we're going to get rid of this white man. And you can just Google who Alexander is, Antiochus is. He'll tell you he's a cracker. Right? Read on.
They saw it also. Verse 34. Then they put therein a sinful nation, wicked men, and fortified themselves therein. They saw it also with armor and with great victuals. And when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid them up there, and they became a sore snare.
So they build up place in our city. That's why you have the UN ambassador office. You go there, you have the American embassy. You have all these things. So that's what the Greek did in our land, man. That's why when Christ came in, the Romans was ruling.
Right.
When the Romans came and kicked out the Greek, they were doing the same thing. Right? So it's a big scripture. So go to jump to verse. Oh, okay, just read that. Okay? We can't skip out nothing right now.
Verse 35. They stopped it also with armor and victuals, and when they had gathered together the spoils of Jerusalem, they laid up there, and also became a sore snare, for it was a place to lie in waste against the sanctuary, and an evil adversary to Israel.
And they were evil, so they start to build Christian church in our city, man. Right? Read on.
Thus they showed innocent blood.
They what?
They shed innocent
They
blood.
kill innocent people. Read.
On every side of the sanctuary, and defiled it.
So they were killing people even in the churches. Read on.
In so much that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled because of them, whereupon the city was made an habitation of strangers.
So you see that the inhabitants of Jerusalem fled then. So we were fleeing into the west region of Africa from this time.
That's right.
So we have to fled from our cities. Right? Read on.
And became strangers to those that were born in her, and her home children left her.
Their own children, it says. So you see, from when they start to migrate outside of our land, because we have to left, because the white man came in and took it over. That's why when he went to South Africa, he did the same thing.
That's right.
He's there not leaving now. Say South Africans. Right? Read on.
For it was a place to lie in waste against the sanctuary. Verse 39. Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning. Her Sabbath into reproach, and Hannah into contempt.
Because nobody could worship nothing. Just like that's why you learn these ways over here, man. Because the white man make you learn false ways. He teach you false ways. Who teach you to hate yourself, man? In slavery, when Gadar did something and he used Benjamin to beat Gadar, he make hatred amongst our family, man.
That's right.
And now we come up now, we have what? The trauma. We growing hating each other. He's from Togo, I care. He's not my friend. I'm Ghanaian. You never know Togo and Ghana was the same damn place.
That's right.
Nigeria, same place. Difference is, different slave master teach you to hate one another, man.
That's right.
That's if you see the man from Togo run away, you catch him and bring him back to Togo. I was in Togo, man, and I talked to the sister about Boko Haram. They said, no, Boko Haram bad people. Have you ever seen them? No. Just last night she told me she comes school in Ghana. They said they cross the border, come school in Ghana. I don't even know if they ever been to Nigeria. Know nothing about Boko Haram, but Boko Haram is bad. But the white man and the Chinese they see every day is peaceable, is good. That's how we think, right?
That's right.
Read on, sir.
Verse 40. As had been her love, so was her dishonor increased, and her excellency was turned into mourning.
Read.
Moreover, King Antiochus ruled to his whole kingdom, that all should be one people.
So you see that they coming with this, they practice the one world order for generation, man. So Antiochus wrote now to his whole kingdom that everybody should be one people. Read on.
And everyone should leave his law.
Everyone should leave their laws. Read.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandments of the king.
So all the Gentiles agreed to that. Read.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
So many Israelites left being an Israelite and joined the Romans. But listen, I'm going to tell you what they did. Read on.
And sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
So you see when you black people start to go to Sunday church.
That's right.
This is when you black people left your Sabbath and start to go to Sunday church. Because the white man said it. The white man said it.
That's right.
Right? Read on.
Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
And they even doing it. Go to church tomorrow, you'll see many of the Israelites still there doing it. Read on.
For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the city of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
So you see that? Where they send letter? To Jerusalem. So why everything they want to send it in the black? When Bill Gates want to test his vaccine, when he said to send it?
Africa.
Anywhere you are at. So when they write in letter, where they want to send it? Because our people was where? In Jerusalem. And Jerusalem is Northeast Africa.
That's right.
So when the white people build a medication and say, we need to test this medication, where? Nothing changed. But you have a pharmacist telling me, you all forgive white people. You all need a ass whipping.
That's right.
Read on.
And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings and in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbaths and the official days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people.
Read on.
Set up altars and groves.
So you have this altar of St. John, St. Peter, St. Nicholas. They be doing that from this time. Nothing strange.
We'll soon get St. Cape Coast.
St. Cape Coast, yeah. Because see, a statue was in Ghana where it was a white angel and stand up on a black image, black man. Where's that statue?
I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook too. But where in Ghana is it at?
I don't actually know.
Find out. We go in there and break that shit down, man.
How I said.
I'm serious. Find out.
How I said.
Read on.
And the chapel of evil devils, Salakia, verse 47, and set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts.
So you see that? So our people eating bush meat, where you get that from? You eating swine's flesh, where you get that from? Everything is in the Bible. Where you get that from? Because the white man tell you to do it. Because some of you scared to die. So when the white man come, you do it because you don't want to die. But you have to understand, yes, my spirit live on through generation, brother. The body is flesh. But my spirit been through rough times, bad times, good times. But the black man have to know there's a reason, there's a certain thing worth dying for, man. You're dying for your God, that's honor. You die for your woman and your children, that's great honor. You die for your nation, what a proud man you are. But you don't know that. You don't know that. To die for your laws and your nation, brother, that's the greatest honor ever. Even when David was old, David was out there on the battlefield.
That's right.
But you don't know that. And for the black woman duty to train up warriors to defend their nation and their people, man. No greater honor than that. But what are we now? Look at us. Read on, sir.
Verse 48, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
So you see that? The white man tell the black man not to circumcise their children, man. So every uncleanness and evil we know or do was given to us by the white man.
That's right.
He even go as far as telling you, don't circumcise your children. So no, the black man don't circumcise his child. For the white man. Do you know the Jewish people circumcise their children? Nobody? Google it. Hurry up. Yes, no. Let's show you something. Go on Google and ask Google, how do a Jewish rabbi circumcise a little white boy in Israel? Because if I tell you, you might say I'm lying. Hurry up, hurry up. You cannot talk to Google. The Google will talk back.
How do Jewish
Rabbi
rabbis
circumcise boys in Israel. What to tell you?
According to Reuters, Jewish circumcisions are done when the baby is 8 days old. The majority are performed by a mohel, a religious man trained in the procedure carried out in a festive religious ceremony called the Brit Hebrew for covenant.
What they say? He bite the boy foreskin, right?
That's right.
He bite it. He bite it.
That's right.
You never know that, right? So all these Jewish boys, they I buck up a couple of them on campus say, I know you was molested already. I see why you're mad. The rabbi put the boy dick in his mouth and bite the foreskin off.
Already settled.
Y'all never know. These are the white people who y'all love, right? You want me to ask you again? When you get the time on your own time, ask Google how much baby the rabbi give herpes by biting his penis. Because the rabbis be giving these little white boys herpes too. Because every day the rabbi only sit in the church sucking on white boys' penis. That's what they do. So all these people, they say Jewish, they're rich, they have money, they were molested once in their life. Because the rabbi have to bite the foreskin off their rat. Y'all never know that. So you see Africa is still behind the end of the world. So Gadar, did you circumcise her? How did you circumcise her? Did you go to the synagogue of Satan? You go to the synagogue of Satan, anything will happen to you, okay? Just imagine, you have a child, bring him there and a man bite his foreskin. That's how they circumcise their children.
Yeah, they use a sharp knife.
Yeah, that's what you use, a sharp knife. Joshua used a stone. Get a sharp stone, just cut the foreskin off. Boom. But not the white man. The white man just take it and bite it.
Like coats.
And some of that blood go in his mouth, his throat, he go and kiss his wife. And those are the people that you black people idolize. You black people respect Jewish. Oh, he's a man of God. He's a man of God. But give your words a joke. When you get opportunity, go on YouTube and watch some of those videos. You'll see the little boy dick in their mouth, they bite. Bite. One rabbi bite out 10 for the day. And then wake up tomorrow and do the same thing again. And those are the people you idolize, man. And you have black people telling me about y'all forgive white people and God don't forgive him. Right? Read on Act 48 again.
48. That they should also lead their children uncircumcised
Read.
and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
So you see that? So they teach us that. So the one of us in Ghana that's not circumcised, you saw the videos and pictures?
Yeah.
So yeah,
The picture of the rabbi biting the penis.
yeah, I know it. I went into Israel and see it, sir. And these are the people black people love, man. Christian will tell you, oh, the Jews is a man of God. He's a man of Satan, pedophile, child molester. I can't believe y'all never knew that, though. Right? Read on at 49.
Verse 49. To the end they might forget the Lord and change all the ordinances.
So we did that. To the end. Read verse 49 again.
Verse 49. To the end they might forget the Lord and change all ordinances.
So we forget all the laws and we change all our ordinance. That's why I know even in Ghana, y'all still hold on to that tradition. You understand me? That tradition, let it go, man. So Gadar, when his son born, he can pierce his ears, okay? Nothing wrong with it. And you don't have to wait till how much months to name the child?
I think it's 1 week.
Is a week? You can name your child same time, man. All those things is tradition. Because we forget our ordinance, so we bring in an ordinance to replace it. And if you have a daughter, you don't have to cut your daughter here, sir. Let it grow. The Bible says a woman's ears are a beauty, man. Make it grow. Don't cut it.
What's that about that boy?
A boy, make it grow double time that. I ain't cutting none of my children here. Make when they grow up, they cut it.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
the earring wasn't a law, right?
It's not a law, it's not a sin, but it's a tradition when you're being fly. Yahweh get gold when he born. What he was doing with it as a baby?
And he was sharing it.
He was sharing it.
Everybody went to
They won't kill him. They won't kill him. You understand me? So certain tradition will freak people out here. Because I remember when they come up with earring, because people start boring their ears in Jamaica in the 80s. So they used to say it was homosexual. If you catch you with an earring in the 80s, he's a sodomite. So it was one earring. If you bore the right one, you was gay. If you keep the left one, you're straight. They come up with that philosophy. By 91, 92, everybody wearing 2 earrings. I remember police used to be at the door at the school. If you have a earring, you have to take it out. Nobody going to school. No. People bore their nose. You have Captain Pierce's tongue. I'm just joking, but you have people piercing tongue and all that. You understand me? But these are the things where the Christian church would condemn you for. But when I read in the scripture, the Most High say, I put all those things upon you, man. To build the golden calf in Egypt, we took the jewels out of our ears, our nose, everywhere, man. You understand me? You read in the scripture, it says, Solomon covered a whole city in Jerusalem with gold. The black woman's foot never touched dirt. But all the gold that Ghana have, look at us as a nation of people. We's a disgrace. And there's no fighting spirit. That's why we have to make noise, man. That's why we have to cry aloud. Right? Read, Cap.
Verse 50. And whosoever will not do according to the commandment of the king, he said, he should die.
So that's what happened. When we never do their laws, they kill us. So for our people that don't want to die, we just go and accept their laws, man. Go and take the vaccine, Benjamin. You know you want to report the news. Go and take it. Don't listen to what Captain said. He's in a cult. So you see that? Anybody who don't do what the king said, they will put us to death. Read.
And in the selfsame manner wrote he to his whole kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, according to the cities of Judah, to sacrifice city by city.
And that's why you have prime minister. They appointed their leaders, their prime minister over the place for you to be your head, for you to sin. Read.
Then many of the people were gathered unto them to whip every one that forsake the law. So they committed evils in the land.
So you see that? Because we don't want to die, so our people committed evil in the land. So all these pagan way that you know, who teach it to you? You're a slave master. Read on.
And drove the Israelites into a secret place, even wheresoever they could flee for succor.
For secure. So you see that? So we start to flee. So that's how we reach over here. Because when the wickedness starts, we have to pack up and flee. Just like now. When the wickedness escalate again, what do you think we're going to do? We're going to have to pack up and flee. So that's why I say it's going to be rough for a single woman. So the best thing a black woman can do is submit herself unto a righteous man. And listen. Because war is coming. And that's why I said, brothers and sisters, I'm not Ghanaian. I never act like, and I'll never be a Ghanaian. I'm an Israelite. I'm a pilgrim and I'm a sojourner. Wherever I go tomorrow, I'll just live same way like I live here. Because the earth was created for us.
That's right.
Not one location. How the hell the white man have the best part of the earth, Dubai and all these places, and tell you must stay in Kumasi. Not even a beach in Kumasi. As the captain was laughing off Magan, the first time Magan came to Takrady, jumping in the sand. And that's where you level your mindset. While he's going to Mars, he's going to Moon, he's going to all these places. And he tell you, Shanti stay in Kumasi. Not even a beach up there in Kumasi. Eat all the bush meat you can eat. You don't eat grouper. You're not going to eat cassava fish. You're not going to eat these stuff. Who tell us that? But guess what? You all believe it. You all have that mentality. That's why my mother came look at me and said, you know how much people want to come to America? And you come to America and leave, go to Africa. I say, yeah. Because I've been there and done that. America cannot fulfill my desire. So we trod in America and we trod many places and we keep trodding until the hour shall come back. The earth was created for us, brothers and sisters. Some of you never travel. Some of you never have the desire to travel. Why?
Born in that nature.
Exactly. I have to go somewhere. I'm a busybody. I have to keep moving. I want to see different things. Right? Read on, sir.
Verse 54.
Now the 15th day of the month Kesli,
Still, sir.
in the 145th year, he set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar and builded idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side.
And this was a statue of Jesus. The statue of white Jesus, where you see they put over people in Brazil. This is what they put up. And guess who did it before? Nebuchadnezzar. Remember Nebuchadnezzar built a statue and said everybody should worship it? So now they build up this statue of Caesar Borgias. Man. You understand me? So that's why the scripture tells in Revelation, whosoever worship the beast or his image will not make it. Right? Read on.
And burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. And when they had spent, and when they had rent in pieces the books of the law.
What the white man did?
When they had rent in pieces.
Tear it up. The book of the Bible, what did he do?
Which they had found, they burnt them with fire.
So hold on now. Hold that, Captain. Get Joshua 1 verse 8. Let's see something here. Because the white man tried to destroy this Bible from you people, man. That's why when he bring it back, when he found out he couldn't destroy it, what he did? He put his image in it, man.
That's right. This is the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8.
Read.
This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
See what God said? The Bible was the book of the law. The Bible was the book of the law. Go back to Maccabees 1:56, sir.
This is the first book of Maccabees 1, verse 56.
Read.
And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire.
So you see why in slavery they stop us from learning to read. When they allow us to read, we know everything that they taught us.
That's right.
So what if the Bible was so important to white people? Why would the next white people burn it? Ask yourself that. Or you want to go on Google and see who was Alexander? What color was he? You want to go on YouTube and Google? Go on Google and find out who was Alexander. And why was white people burning the Bible from white people? What sense was that make? The Great. You have to put the Great.
Who was Alexander the Great? Who was Alexander the Great?
You see, Alexander II of Macedonia, commonly known as Alexander the Great, was a king of the ancient Greek kingdom of Macedonia, a member of the Aric dynasty. He was born in Pella, a city of an ancient Greek, in 356 BC.
So it was a cracker.
That's right.
So you see then, they were burning the Bible. So what reason white people have to burn the Bible from white people? And they go into Jerusalem to burn it at that. So you see where we're coming from. Read on 57.
Verse 57. And what also was found within the book of the Testament, or if any consented to the law, the king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
So you see that if they found you with any of the Bible, and if you're keeping the Sabbath there any day, the commandment of the king was for you to be put to death. It's coming again. Read on. Because the problem is, the Bible is the book that tells you don't take the mark of the beast. Don't take no barcode in your right hand or in your forehead. The Bible tells you homosexuality is wrong, so they have to get rid of it again. So that's why in the churches, these pastors don't tell you that homosexuality is wrong. These pastors don't tell you not to take the microchip. These pastors don't tell you not to take the vaccines. So all this is coming again. This is when we're going to be betrayed. Your mother going to say, oh, Benjamin, he's an Israelite. He have the Bible there under the pillow. So what we have to do, we have to hide it like our ancestors did. Put it in bottles. The pages in bottles, bury it. Do that. That's all our ancestors have to do, man. And don't read no Bible. That's why the Bible tells you the famine of the word is coming. Because some of you think this is joke. It's not. Right? Read on.
Verse 58. That's the day by the authority unto them, the Israelite every month.
So they come to your house every month to search if you have a Bible in the house. Every month. Read.
To as many as were found in the cities.
Read.
Now the 5th and the 20th year, day of the month, they did sacrifice unto idol altars which was upon the altar of God,
Read.
at which time, according to the commandment, they put to death a certain woman that had caused their children to be circumcised.
So all praises to this sister, man. Give it up for this sister, man. She circumcised her children, man, knowing they were going to put her to death, man. It was 5 sons too. She circumcised all her children, and those crackers put her to death.
That's
And
right.
black people telling me we should forgive them for this. Read on.
And they hung the infant about their necks.
So you see that they don't even kill the woman only, they hang the babies, man. For example, for you to see not to circumcise your children, man.
That's right.
So we'll never forgive these white people, man.
That's right.
You hang babies, infant babies, where everybody could see these infant babies, just because the mother circumcised them. So that's why we have to worship and praise these women who stand up for our laws and our tradition, man, and their God, man. These black women willing to die than to worship the white man, man. These are the sisters we want around in these last days, man. Else not, we might put yours to death. Right? Read on.
And ripped their houses and slew them that had circumcised them.
So even the man who circumcised them, they kill everybody, man. Right? Read on.
How did it many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing.
So at that time, many people in Israel said, we're not eating swine's flesh, we're not eating no bush meat, we're not eating no octopus, no squid, no cat, no dog. Right? Read on.
Verse 63. Wherefore they choose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meat.
So you see that? A lot of our people say we'll die today. We're not eating nothing what these white people gave us to eat. So a lot of our people willing to die. Those are the people Christ gonna save.
That's right.
So the scripture says when Christ risen, the dead in Christ will rise with him.
That's right.
Those are the people he's looking for today. So you better know it's rough road ahead. Read on.
Wherefore they choose rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meat, and that they might not profane the holy covenant. So then he died.
So then they say, listen, you better kill me today, man. Right? Read on.
And there was a very great wrath upon Israel.
Read on.
Chapter 2. In those days also Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, the priest of the sons of Jerob from Jerusalem, dwelt in Modin.
Modin is Gaza today. So they were taking city by city. So now they reached to this Matthias city. Right? It's actually Matato. Matthias is Greek. Right? This is Judah Maccabees.
Right.
They reach his city. Right? Read on. Verse 2.
Verse 2. And he had 5 sons. Johan, called Cabis, Simeon, called Tassi, Judas, who was called Maccabees, Eleazar, called Abraham, and Jonathan, whose surname was Amphius.
So they have the Hebrew name along with the Greek name. You see how the Bible give records?
That's right.
Just like how you have your fancy name, Kojo, Kwame, and you have your name. So you see where y'all get that from? You see where y'all get that from, right?
That's right.
There's nothing new under the sun, brothers.
Could do this, yeah.
Kojo Besiwa. Read on.
Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, Woe is me! Wherefore was I born to see this mystery of my people?
So when he saw what's going on in Israel, he said, whoa, destruction. He said, why the hell did I born to see all this destruction and misery happen to black people? Right? Read on.
And of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy,
Read.
and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers.
So that's why he say, why did I born? Why did I, just like you will say, why I have to born so poor? Why couldn't I born in a rich family? How much time you say that? Exactly. So he said, why did I have to born to see Jerusalem give over to the Greek and all this abomination? Right? Read on.
Her temple is become as a man without law.
Read.
Her glorious vessels were carried away into captivity.
Mm-hmm.
Her infant are slain in the streets.
So this is all what he's saying, man. You understand me? He said the infant slain in the street. Jump to verse 10, Cap.
Verse 10. What nation has not had a part in her kingdom?
So you see that what nation, our nation, just like Africa, what nation have not have a hand in the wealth of Africa? But that's why everybody keep quiet. No matter what the white man do to us, everybody keep quiet. Because they all come together against us. Right? Read on.
And gotten of her spoils.
Mm-hmm.
All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she's become a bond slave. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it.
Jump to verse 14.
Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes
Mm-hmm.
and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore.
Read.
In the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city of mourning to make them sacrifice.
And what did they do? Read on.
And when many of Israel came into them, Mattathias also and his sons came together.
So many people go to watch a sacrifice. So Matthias and his son go together. Right? Read on.
Then answered the king's officer and said unto Matthias, on this wise, thou hast a ruler,
So he was a leader of the city. Read.
and an honorable and a great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren.
Read.
Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment.
So you see who they go for? The chiefs. The prime minister, the president. So now these Greeks tell Matthias, you come, you the first one. Because you're honorable. If you do it, people will do it. If the pastor sold out, people will sold out. If the pastors in Ghana start to rebel about the vaccine now, many people will rebel. But they sold out, brothers. You understand me? So what did Matthias do? Read on.
Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like all the brethren, like all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem.
Read.
So shalt thou and thy house be in number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold.
So you see that he said when they do the sacrifice, there'll be numbers as a king friend. When he is a Christian, he's friend with everybody on this earth, man. That's why earlier Gadar was teaching you're going to be hated for the name of Yahushua by all people, man. But if we was pushing a Jesus doctrine, we'd be friend with everybody, man. So you see some of these mega churches, they don't call the name, they grow, right? But you're not going to grow with Yahushua, man. Because we and nobody is friend. We mad with everything on this planet earth, man. Everything that entertain black people, we's against.
That's right.
So we cannot be friends with nobody. Because the Bible says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Man. Right? Read on, sir.
And gold and many rewards. Then Mattathias answered and spoke with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's domain obeyed him and fought away everyone from the religion of their fathers, and gave consent to his commandment.
Read.
Yet will I and my sons.
So you see that? That's why a father must teach his boys, man. He's talking for his children now. You understand me? He's not like one of the son can come out and say, no, I'm going to do it. Read that from the top again. 20.
Verse 20. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren
Read.
walk in the covenant of our fathers.
So that's what I've been saying. Who ready to walk into the covenant of their fathers, man? You see that? Matthias said, me, my son, and my brethren, my peers, we're going to walk in the covenant of our Father. Right? Read 21.
God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinance.
So you see that God forbid, man, that we should turn away from our laws and our ordinance to go celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, Val's Day, all these garbage that y'all celebrate, man, that took your money. All these days come up just to make you broke.
That's right.
Read?
We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, neither on this right or left.
So Matthias said, no, we not the one. Wrong one. Right? Read on.
Now, when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment.
So after Matthias was the leader and stand up and make this speech, there goes a nigger. Typical black man might be in his pastor, might have his white thing up here, and he go to sacrifice the swine on the altar. What did Matthias do? Read on.
Which thing, when Matthias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to the judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
So he couldn't bear himself. Like, what kind of Uncle Tom is this? So he took a sword and he chopped his head off right up there in the altar. But what else did he do? Read on.
Also, the king's commissioner.
He killed the king messenger too. Nobody kill a messenger. When you kill a messenger, that's heart of war.
That's right.
But he was so mad, they say he couldn't contain himself. He killed both of them. Read on.
Compelled men to sacrifice. He killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. Thus did he zealously for the law of God. Zealously for the law of God.
Read.
Like as Phinehas did unto Zimri, the son of Shalom. And Matthias cried throughout the city with a great voice, with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow.
So you see that? He go through the city and he say, who is zealous, love the laws, and want to maintain the covenant, follow me. Read.
So he and his sons flee into the mountains.
So you see where they have to go to keep God's law. They have to flee into the mountains. Who ready for that? Who ready for that? Y'all will say you're ready, but y'all ain't ready. Read on.
Then many that sought after.
Read 28 again.
Verse 28. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city.
So you see that? And we're reading about him today. Because the Most High blessed him, man. They fight off the entire Greek army. And they went back and built back the temple in Jerusalem, man. They took back the jewels, the golds, everything, man. That's why we're reading about Judah Maccabees today, man. He's a legend, man. He's a legend. Read on.
Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there, both they and their children and their wives and their cattle.
So you see, man and woman follow him too, man. See that? You just need one man to stand up, brother. It's just him stand up and his sons. And even the movie 300, what the white man make, it was off of them, man. They were conquering, they were fighting, man. The entire nation of Israel was on him and his son's shoulder, man. You just need one person to stand up for the laws of God. When you stand up for God's law, you're invincible. No harm can come against you. 10,000 shall fall at your right hand, 10 times 10,000 at your left hand. And the scripture says what? Nothing shall trouble you. Right? What verse you had, Cap?
31.
Read 32.
Verse 32. Then they pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day.
So you see that the king started to send man out to fight against them. And you see what day the king sent his man to fight against them?
On the Sabbath day.
On the holy day. But read on.
And he said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice, come forth, and do according to the commandments of the king, he shall live.
Read.
But he said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandments to profane the Sabbath day.
Read.
So then he gave them the battle with all speed.
So some Israelite at this point was fighting on the Sabbath and some wasn't. Some of them died on the Sabbath. Maccabees said no. The Sabbath will kill them double. Right? Read on.
Howbeit, they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the place where they lay hide, but said, let us die all in our innocence.
So these are the ones who said they're not fighting, they're not throwing a stone on the Sabbath. So these ones say, we'll die. Right? Read on.
Heaven and earth shall testify for us.
And which is true, but it wasn't the right thing to do then. Because when you're at war, you're at war. Right? Read on.
That he put us to death wrongfully. So they rose up against them in a battle on the Sabbath day, and they slew them with their wives and children and their cattle, to the number of 1,000 people.
Read.
Now when Mattathias and his family and his friends stood thereon,
When he understood thereof,
they mourned for them right so.
because Matthias was mad, like, oh, stupid you be. Don't kill white people on the Sabbath. So Matthias was mourning for them. Right? Read on.
And one of them said unto another, if we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and loss against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth.
Read.
And that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him, neither will we die all, as our brethren that were murdered in a secret place.
So you see that? So you see how holy the Sabbath was to us. That a man say he's not even fighting on the Sabbath. So that's why when Christ come, Christ change it, man. Christ give it understanding. Christ say if your sheep drop in the well, take that damn sheep out. Why you have the sheep suffering? That's why even the parables with the story with the Good Samaritan. The priest was going to the temple and the man there sick. And true, it was the Sabbath. The priest don't even look at him, man. So now Christ came and Christ justified what Maccabees do, man. Maccabees said, no, we're not dying like that. Because then the Eden will always know to pick on us. Because the Eden go for them the Sabbath because they know the law. Jerusalem was taking them 70 AD when? On the Passover night. Yahushua was murdered when? On the Passover night. So they always attack us on our feast days. Because they know we at peace, we at rest. So Matthias changed that. He said, no, Saturday we kill them double, man. Friday they get dead time and a half, Saturday double, the first day of the week triple. You understand me? And that's why when Yahushua come, Yahushua justify it, and Yahushua say, make sure your flight is not in the winter day or on the Sabbath day. Because the Sabbath, we here, we at peace, right? But we always have to be vigilant, because it can happen anytime. Right? Read on, Kev.
Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians, who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law.
Read.
Also, all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them and were stayed unto them.
So you see that these people Matthias never knew, you know. But they were Israelites in another city that was fleeing. They go right to Matthias. So that's why I tell you, sometimes you just need one person to stand up. When that one person stand up, you see the Most High gathering the army now. and they kick the Greek out of the land, man. They fight against the Greek and Syria. Because Syria tried to come up against us, and they took Syria out too. Ammon tried to come up against us. When I read 2 Maccabees, they took Ammon out too. Because all these nations trying to come up to please the Greek, Maccabees took them out. Right? Read on.
So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger
Read.
and wicked men in their wrath. But the rest fled into the heathen for secure.
Read.
Then Mattathias and his friends went around about and pulled down the altars and what children whatsoever they found within the coast of Israel uncircumcised, those they circumcised violently.
Violently. Mean cut that shit off. You're going to cry all day. You understand me? So you see, they get army now. So they go back into Israel and start to take down everything, man. It's all out war now. So they flee to the mountains, they regroup, they go back into Zion, man. So our generation, where's our fight for Zion? Nehemiah did the same thing. Joshua them did the same thing. Where's our fight? Right? Read on. 37.
47.
37. 47.
They pursued also after the proud man, and the work prospered in their hand.
So you see, the proud man was the leaders of Israel, man. They pursued. And the scripture said whatever they were doing, it prospered in their hand. They were accomplished everything. So you see what the Most High do? Bless them just for standing up, man. So in this dark period that we know, when we stand up, we're going to be blessed too, brothers and sisters.
Right.
We're going to be blessed. If we even die, we're going to be in glory with the Mashiach Yahushua, man. Right? Read on.
And the work prospered in their hand. So they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles.
Look at this. Look at this. They recovered the laws out of the hands of the Gentiles. Look at that. See how easy that is? But I'm going to finish up in 2 minutes. Drop what you have, Cap. Get Isaiah 65, sir.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65,
Verse 1.
verse 1. I am sons of them.
Read, start from verse 8.
Verse
8.
This is the book of Isaiah 65, verse 8. Thus saith the Lord, as the new wine is found in the cup cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So will I do for my servants' sake, that I may not destroy them all.
So when the Most High sent the plague, the Most High saying when he saved some of his servants, man, that he may not destroy them all. Verse 9.
And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains, and my elect shall inherit it, and my servant shall dwell there.
So you see that? The Most High said, he's going to bring an inheritor out of Judah and Jerusalem, man. You understand me? But his elect and his servant is the only one that going to inherit it. Read.
And Sharon shall be a fold of Lot, and the valley of Achor a place of the heads to heal, to lie down in, for my people that have sought me.
So you see that the Most High said, for you to be in Sharon and to be in the valley of Achor, you have to sort it. You're going to have to sort it. You're going to have to find him. Read.
Verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forgets my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number.
So the Most High is talking about the people who forget his laws, man. Because a lot of us as a nation of people forget the laws of God.
That's right.
Right? Read on.
Therefore will I number you to the sword.
What God said he'll do.
Therefore will I number you to the sword.
So the one who refused to return God said, I'm going to number you to be dead, put to death. Read.
And ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, he did not answer.
What Christ said?
Because when I called, he did not
So
answer.
Christ is calling, so now you're going to have to die. Christ is calling and you refuse to answer. Read on.
Because when I called, he did not answer. When I spoke, he did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delight not.
So you choose the world over Christ. Christ don't delight in this world, and that's what black people choose. So for that reason now, Christ saying put you to what? The sword of slaughter. Right? Read on.
Verse 18. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat.
What Christ said?
Behold, my servant shall eat.
Read.
But he shall be hungry.
So you see that when tribulation come, we going to eat. People who forsake the Lord going to be hungry. Because we going to know where the valley of Achor is.
That's right.
I know exactly where the valley of Achor is. And that's where we're going to find. Because the Most High tell us in verse 8. Read verse 8 again, sir.
Verse 8. Thus saith the Lord, as the new wine is found in the cluster.
No, verse 10. Read verse 10.
Verse 10. And Sharon shall be a fold of flocks.
Flocks represent people, man. So everybody going to fold it to Sharon. Read.
And the valley of Achor a place for the herbs to lie down.
So
in.
that's where we going to get rest. So when all hell break loose, that's where we have to find the valley of Achor. That's where we're going to lie down and get rest. Read on.
For my people that have sought me.
So the people who know to sought the Most High, when all hell break loose, we know where to go. That's going to be your resting place. Read verse 13 again, Cap.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my servant shall eat.
So no matter what happens in the earth, we're going to eat. Read.
But he shall be hungry.
Read on.
Behold, my servant shall drink, but he shall be thirst.
Read.
Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but he shall be ashamed.
Read on.
Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but he shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall wail for visitation of spirit, and he shall live.
So you see that? All what taking place there, he's telling you about there's somewhere prepared for us. But we have to start the Most High to get it. Right? So that's what we have to do. Get Hosea 2:15. Hosea 2:15.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 15. And I,
No, verse 14.
verse 14. Therefore, behold, I will allow her
So when the Most High say I'll allow her, meaning I'll lead her. Read on.
and bring her into the wilderness.
So the Most High is saying when I bring back the elect into the wilderness. You see like what he did to Judah Maccabees? Most High say I'm leading back the elect in the wilderness. Read.
And bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her.
I have mercy upon us. Read on.
And I will give her and her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor for a door of hope.
So you see the valley of Achor mentioned again? So the Most High when he lead us in the wilderness, the valley of Achor is the door of hope. So when the black man and black woman need salvation, this point you have to get to, the valley of Achor. That's going to be the only hope for us as a nation of people on this planet Earth. See how beautiful the Most High is?
That's right.
He gave us a door of hope. He gave us a door of hope. Not to just run in the wilderness and don't know where the hell you're going. Read on.
And she shall sing there as in the days of her youth,
Read.
and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt.
So he tell you exactly where the Achor is. When we came out of Egypt, that's where we went. That's where Miriam sang the song. See that? See how easy that is? Or it's not easy? But when it dream about days like what's coming up, it will find easy for you, man. So we're not gonna just go in the wilderness and a bunch of black niggas don't know where they're going. We know where we're going. We know where the door of hope is for us. And guess what? We'll find it. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, brother.
Shabbat Shalom.
Any question? Any question? All right, I guess not. Yes, just.
Sɛ obi adwene ato sima na odi bɔne bi a ɛno no Nyankopɔn no ɔbɛbusa nipa kɔ.
Yankopon. What she say, Kel?
She said if someone is suffering from criticism or a problem in the mind and he sins, how is God going to deal with that person?
Repeat what you said.
She said if somebody is suffering from criticism or a problem in the mind,
If somebody is sick.
yeah, in the mind,
Mm-hmm.
and he sinned, he broke the laws of the Most High, how is God going to deal with that person?
Let her know that scripture said God will have mercy and who will choose to have mercy on.
I say, Nyankopɔn ka sɛ, deɛ ɔpɛm ɛna ɔbɛbu no mmɔbɔ.
Who is sick? Who is sick?
So why not ɔyare a ɔbisa no asɛm? She said she went for a program somewhere, and there was this man. She believed he suffered from schizophrenia. When it comes, it will go and it will come in a while. So she is asking if a man like that with this kind of illness sin against the Most High, will the Most High have mercy upon him?
Definitely, but for the Most High will try to save him before too. So that's why the Bible, because schizophrenia is nothing more than a demon. So a lot of people in America have schizophrenia, right? So it's just a demon. So some can contain it, some can't. But not because he have it, that don't make him retarded. Because I know brothers in Israel have schizophrenia, man, and they contain it. So you have to want the Most High too. And the Most High can cure him and heal him. But the Most High will have mercy on whosoever he chooses to have mercy on. So it's not for we to condemn anybody at this present time. So tell her the best thing she can do is pray for him.
I say, there will be more English American member, said you also awards are and do your enemy, sir. It will be back to and we have put them on any at your war for it is your pen and of good mobile. It is the old way we are saying, who won't buy a moment.
Well, that's it?
That's right.
All right. Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.